Hey Yoda, Tenagoto, hello and welcome back to Minecraft. This is the wheat farm that we were working on in the last episode. We planted all these crops and we also got the basic redstone functionality going on. I've got this button here. If I press that, there are these water buckets inside this dispenser and they are going to come down here. This is 8 blocks, 8 by 8, so a total of 64 is harvested. Nice easy number. So yeah, it's all working out pretty good. I've gone ahead and planted the rest of these seeds off camera. I only had like 40 something or so. But yeah, it turns out that I had a bunch more lurking in the rest of the world, so I've just gone ahead and planted those there as well. Today, we're going to be working on the rest of this place, and I've already got some of the materials ready to go. Right here in my inventory, 2 sticky pistons and 2 dispensers is some of the main stuff that we needed. But we're also going to need a couple of extra things as well. Also as well, you can see here I've put some item frames on the chest so that I can see exactly what I need from a distance rather than actually having to constantly sift through the chests, which was not only grating on the hearing but also kind of wasting the video. So yeah, there we go. It's actually pretty disorganized as far as disorganizing the chests go. For example, you would want to, I guess these are kind of close together, but you know, having your loot way over there, you know, you want to have your redstone pretty close by as well because redstone is in there. We've got the stone stuff up here, and then we've got dirt over here. You kind of want those to be together, and the same goes for this and this because sand and clay are kind of related as well. Need to work on that, but this is looking pretty good here, and this one over here is empty because there's nothing in here. I'm thinking of making this some kind of wood crafted materials, but I'm storing my wood crafted stuff in there but just because I don't have very much of it in the world at the moment. Also, I've lost my 2 pieces of armor searching for the great quest for slime balls. As it turns out, I actually had to go to a swamp. I've seen in a previous video of mine, I distinctly remember going down into our mine and killing a slime there, but that must have not dropped any slime because I've looked in all the chests that I know of and I didn't find one. Anyway, let's get on to the activities of today. The first thing I'm going to do is replace the stairs that we've got there with stone brick stairs, just to make them flush with the texturing that we've got over here as well. And I guess while we're down here we might as well, so we actually have to go down one further and then we can put the sticky pistons in there like so. So the reason that we're putting the stairs in here, I'm not sure if I explained this very well, is that if I go ahead and jump on there, jumping on farmland is essentially going to cause your crops to, there's a potential chance for them to like fall off, you know, and for this farm to become untilled dirt. So by putting the stairs here we can avoid that entirely. And now we've got those set up, that's basically all we needed to do. And then I wanted to put the dispensers in here like this as well. Do I need 2? Yeah, I think I need 2. Technically speaking, I could have probably done this a little bit differently and had 1 dispenser over there, and then I could have had my entrance in here, but let's just do it this way now, just because that's the way that was designed originally. And that is pretty much good to go. Now this is going to be a little bit exposed here, but I think we should have enough room here because this is the back wall of this room, so we do have 1 block for being able to work with redstone, so that actually works out quite nicely. Let's get that in there as well. We're going to need to dig up this floor or something to work on the redstone for later today. I don't have any redstone on me, so let's get some of that rolling. I've got plenty here, so we don't have to worry about running out of redstone anytime soon. So normally in my worlds, I don't generally make the redstone to be extremely complicated. I want people who may not be interested in redstone or just want to get a basic grasp of what redstone is doing. I want them to be able to follow along as well. We will return once we've slept. Okay, the night is back. Now what I want to do is, looks like what we're going to basically have to do is dig up an entire area underneath here, just to get underneath. So about here would be a good place. The dispenser is right here, so we can put a block there. Well, actually, no, let's make this out of stone brick. I've still got my stone brick on me. We can use the stone brick to sort of say, hey, this is where the redstone goes if for some reason water somehow, you know, breaks this system. And it's a possibility, isn't it? Because let's face it, water is in this redstone system, so we might as well be careful about it. Is that still going to work? When that's like that, that's a good question. Well, maybe what we'll have to do is kind of be a little bit more fancy about it. Maybe I can do something like that. Will that work? I don't think that'll work. Let's have a look. Will that trigger? It's not going to trigger. What if I do that? No, okay. Okay, so we're going to have to be a little bit more fancy about it. We're going to have to do something like a redstone torch job. Let's get a bunch of these. We're going to need to probably use at least 4 of these, if not more. And we need repeaters as well. Can I power it from right here? I don't think so. This block needs to be here, because water's going to come out here, so can't actually send it from here anyway. Can redstone send up? Okay, what about a second torch? I need a button to test with, rather than a lever. Right, I should put the button in a more convenient spot, but we're just testing right now. Okay, did that work? That did work. Excellent. Is there any way that we can do that with less materials? It's triggering every time it gets a signal, so we need to so we do need to double invert it basically, if we want that to work the way that we want it to. Just having this right here, does that seriously not work? I thought that used to work. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong about that. Alright, well let's I guess we'll just leave this the way it is. We do need to chop more of this out. So let's do sort of a mirror image. So we had the torch here, like that. Then what we have is something like this basically. Put the stone brick in. And a piece of redstone. And that'll invert that for us. Okay, well let's get this preliminary redstone lined up. So that should be good now. Okay, we're about ready for our first test here. Just need to put this block back in there, and this place is pretty much good to go for its first test. I'm not sure how I'm going to show you guys the first part of the building the redstone here. I might do some kind of montage, I might just cut it entirely. But essentially what I've done is do sort of a double inversion using these redstone torches. I think most people know that you can use a redstone signal to turn a torch off. And you basically just invert your signal. So I've got the double inversion thing going on here to make sure that the dispensers fire when I push the button that we're gonna put down. Yeah, I've got it right here. Let's just plonk that in while I remember. And then yeah, that just goes into the dispenser here. And I've got the mirror image here on the same side. It's exactly the same. And of course there's all these stone bricks here to indicate where redstone's going. So let's just make sure that the water isn't going to go anywhere crazy. It looks like we've got the water containment situation sorted out. Let's go ahead and try out the system. I heard a double dispenser job. And there we go. Working! Now I'm going to have some stone pressure plates here, so water can't go over stone pressure plates, or any pressure plates at all, I don't think. So that's going to be really good for us. Let's go ahead and turn the system off. Excellent. Now we're going to have to have some kind of T flip-flop, I think, because I want it to work if you're standing on the pressure plate, but if you stand off, the entire thing will turn off for you. And then the stairs will raise. Oh man, craziness. Anyway, that's the first phase out of the way. Let's go ahead and get the stone pressure plates in place. Oh, stone pressure plate away. Now, let's go ahead and test now. Water shouldn't be able to go through there. Nope. So I can basically just stand right here. And yeah, the stuff should come to me. Oh man, we have these pistons here. And right above that we have our these guys. So that is going to be actually pretty difficult to deal with, because if I go ahead and do that, that is probably going to trigger these guys. Yes. We can move the stairs back one block, and we might have to terraform the mountain a little bit. I've just thought of a cool idea. Well, at least that's a way to solve our problem. Let's go ahead and move the stairs right now. And then I can have a piece of redstone right here. And that won't interfere with the piston. And we won't be able to see it. So that's a win. So I can do that. Can't really see it. I'll have to go into F5. Yep, that's working. Now, is this going to interact with the pistons? Possibly. We don't need to wire two of them up. We just need to power up the one so that it looks like it's doing a good job. So that should all... this should all be connected together now. Let's just make sure. Oh, yep. Oh, yep. Wait, what? There we go. That's the second time that just happened. Okay. Because what's happening, guys, right now is that... yeah, there's redstone here and there's redstone here, but this signal can't travel through solid rock like this, and you can see that because the redstone line isn't there. But if I go ahead and plump a line right here, you can see that the line forms. All it takes is just moving this over, and this should be good. But this should work now. Okay, but that does pull these up. Which one is it that works? It's that one. It's the right one. Okay. Yeah, that works. But that also triggers the pistons somehow. How does it do that? We'll have to find out once the night has passed. It's this redstone right here. It's like going through sideways. What? Is that a thing? The water go... water? Not the water, the redstone signal is going through to the piston sideways. Right, okay. Yikes. When it does fire... what? It's like a bud. It's working like a bud. Okay, this entire system needs moving. This is actually a little bit more troublesome than what I had in mind. So I think, guys, what I'm going to do is actually head off camera here. Now I'm going to move this entire wheat farm, well, I can at least. I'm going to move it over probably 2 blocks. And that's mainly for the aesthetic reasons, so that we can have these stairs further back this way. And I'm probably going to move it 1 block back as well, and I'm going to keep the pressure plates where they are. But I'll move the rest of the farm 1 block back, so that we don't have this bud problem. Block update detector is what that means, and it's a interesting little quirk to do with pistons and redstone ore and that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, it looks like we inadvertently created some kind of bud. Anyway, yeah, so we'll be right back after a quick repair job. Immortalization of sneezes in an episode. Oh man. Please be nice editing me and don't put those in. Please. Please. Well, it has been moved. I've moved the entire system over 1 block back and 2 blocks across, but I since realized that I actually needed to move it 1 block back, because right at the very end of the build I realized that our original problem was right here with the pressure plates interacting with the pistons. So you could argue moving everything over 2 blocks this way was a sort of a waste of time, but no, that's alright. So everything's set up back the way it was, except for this being hooked in. Now we need to worry about the redstone length down here as well. Now, I think if I put this moving right alongside the piston, will that be a problem? Will that be a problem? I'm not sure. I've got my buttons here so we can test it. That didn't look like it was a problem, so that works out for us. Now I'm stuck down here. Get that block out of here. So that makes these work. Excellent. And that turns them off again. And right as those turn off, I would love for these to come up. So we can go up like so. That's the plan. And then these should be hooked in as well. Oh yeah. Wonderful. Oh, they kind of bounce in there, don't they? That's something to consider. It's definitely something to consider. Looks like that's all working good. And I can stand here. Okay, it bouncing in there doesn't actually look to be too much of an issue. And then I'd love that for that to automatically turn off. Need to get a little bit more advanced with the redstone setup that we have right now. I'm going to need to implement some kind of T flip-flop technology, which means this place is going to get pretty extensive pretty quickly, and we need to have room for these as well. So we might be building some kind of second level to deal with this, and that we'll definitely need to get some kind of repeater technology going on, but that will have to be in the next episode. I've been recording here for quite some time now, and I think we've got enough to get an episode going. For those that aren't too much into the redstone projects in Minecraft, I do apologise for the very heavily redstone oriented content, but I hope that you had fun all the same. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Kia kaha, and I'll see you in the next video. Time for me to replant.